Welcome everyone. Thank you for joining us today for today's live demo hosted by Cool Jewels. My name is Ashley and I'm the conference manager for the marketplace. I just wanted to share a few housekeeping tips before we get started. Everyone is muted by default except for the speaker. If you have any questions during the presentation, please type them into the question or chat box and I'll bring them up. We will also have time for questions at the end. This session will also be recorded so you can come back and watch it again in the marketplace. The recording will be available tomorrow. Now, without further ado, I would like to introduce Paul with Cool Jewels.
Good afternoon. Thank you, Ashley. I appreciate everyone taking time out of their busy schedules to join us for what I hope will be a very interesting session. I'd like to speak with you today about how to maximize your sales and profits per square foot for the jewelry category. We're obviously in very different times than any of us have ever been used to. And one of the things I always tell my daughter is that there's a lesson to be learned in everything that happens in life if you just look hard enough and think hard enough about it. And I'm sure all of us can relate to things that we've learned during this pandemic. From a business perspective, I think there are two very important things worth noting. The first is that the pandemic has really forced each of us to take a hard, critical look at our business, to make sure that we're doing the things that make the most sense, that make the best use of our capital, that make the best use of our human resources, and ultimately, the reason we're in business, to make as much money as possible so that we can use that to fund whatever other endeavors we're interested in pursuing, whether they be support of conservation programs or anything else of that nature. The second thing is that we've learned that not everyone is alike. Not everyone has the same interests. Not everyone has the same things that are important to them. And that's true both from a medical standpoint, from a political standpoint, but also from a consumer taste, want, and desire standpoint. So we're going to talk about how to address both of these things during the next 30 minutes roughly. So without further ado, I'd like to go ahead and launch into it, talk a little bit about Cool Jewels and how we are helping our customers maximize their sales and profits per square foot within the jewelry category. Just by way of brief background, Cool Jewels by Philips, also known as Cool Jewels or Philips International, has been a provider of souvenir fashion and trend jewelry, primarily to the tourism industry for over 44 years. The gentleman who founded the company, Art Phillips, is still president and runs it with every bit as much passion and interest as he had 44 years ago. As a management team, we have over 150 years of combined experience within the category. We've been around a long time. We've seen a lot of things. We've learned a lot of things, which we use to help improve business for our customers. As a company, we've got a very wide selection of products, over 6,300 today, SKUs within a wide variety of themes, colors, materials, categories, and themes. And we have those products targeted to several different consumer groups, which is important. We talked about not everyone's interest being the same. We have jewelry to target teens and tweens, to target adults and young adults, and then most recently, those programs to target the conservation conscious consumer, which I know is very important to a lot of you out there. We distribute products across every channel within the tourism industry: zoos, museums, aquariums, theme parks, tourist attractions, national parks, state parks, boutiques, and as I like to say, everywhere where kids and their parents gather to have fun. As a company, we have focused exclusively on the jewelry category. There's nothing else that we do. We are thinking about jewelry and about your business every waking moment that we are here. And that's going to continue. We have no plans to vary from the jewelry business. Your success is our primary focus, and we certainly want you to have plenty of repeat business. So we think that we've got something of interest. Sorry about that. So what do we commit to as a company? Well, number one is significant industry experience. Number two is the largest selection of jewelry in the industry. Number three, site-specific product assortments. This is very important in appealing to your consumer. Consumers in a certain mindset when he or she walks into a, for example, a zoo or an aquarium. They're not interested in seeing a product that's necessarily so far outside the lines of what they might expect to see there. So we make it a particular interest to curate a very specific selection of product that is going to appeal to the consumer while they're in the mindset of being in your store and at your attraction. We ship everything within 3 to 5 business days. Empty hooks cost money, folks. So we make sure that we get the product out quickly after the order is placed. Personalized service and support. We have a small team, but a dedicated team. We're all here to help you. When the product arrives at your door, it is pre-ticketed, and typically if you're on a UPC by price point program, it's going to arrive bagged up by retail price, so that rather than check in each and every individual SKU, you just count the number of pieces in that SKU category. Makes it quick and easy for your team in your warehouse. We do have custom product design capabilities and work very diligently and closely with our customers to design anything specific that they might need. Of course, we pay attention to margins, and we try day in and day out to focus on pricing that allows you a substantial return on your investment. And lastly, full program management, meaning that we believe in the theme of less work, more profit for you, particularly in today's business environment where so many of us have had to reduce staff. The more we can do for you here, the easier it's going to make it on your end and make it easier for you to make money. So we can select the product, we can have a service rep if you desire to come in and set it up, write the reorders, merchandise the rack, and effectively do everything other than nightly facing of the product, which is what we ask of you. But other than that, we try to make it simple on your part. So what have we found over the last 44 years are really the keys to success for many of our customers? First and foremost, those who are most successful have a single category provider to deal with. One company that can address the needs from teens up to adults in any special interest. That results in less product duplication, a proper pricing theme, a proper assortment mix for the location. And that's what I was indicating earlier. We really take the time to curate the appropriate collection of merchandise to sell in each particular venue. The UPC by price point program, which I referenced, allows us the maximum flexibility. And the UPC by price point program simply means that every item within a $6.99 price point has one unique UPC. Every $7.99 item has a unique UPC, and so on up the line. So you're entering 6 or 7 or 5 or 6 different price points into your point of sale system. And we have flexibility within that. If we happen to be out of stock, or if we notice that there's a particular trend going on in the marketplace, we can easily roll those products in to your program without any additional work on the point of sale system. The most successful companies out there also maintain the integrity of the displays. That's going to be a full display, a display that's properly merchandised with clearly delineated lines of products on each side of the rack. Number 4, we leverage, and the successful companies leverage the knowledge that they gain from a wide variety of other venues. So we are in thousands of locations around the world, and we're able to take data on what sells all across the marketplace and use that to curate an appropriate collection for zoos, for aquariums. We cross-reference what's going on in other venues to help make your venue the most successful one it can be. We also will suggest product for you. Excuse me one second. We also will suggest product for you based upon desires that you have. If you've noticed in the past that certain types of products are selling well, we'll put those types of things in. If you don't want particular types of products, we'll curate to make sure that those are eliminated. We also are able to put a custom hang tag together for you along with the pre-ticketing that I mentioned earlier. So we'll take your artwork, we'll create several options, and we'll make the product specific to you. It's like a private label program, if you will. So Consumers who are looking to buy souvenirs for those back home, friends, relatives, etc., can have something special from your venue. Now, when customers follow these keys to success, what we have found is that sales per square foot are significantly higher than they've ever experienced before. Why is this important? Most major retailers use a concept known as sales and profits per square foot, whether it be Walmart, Target, any other major retailer, are able to tell you those figures for each product category that they carry. And the reason that they know that is because it's the reason that they're in business. We all want to do nice things with the money that we make, particularly if there's dues and claims looking to help fund conservation efforts. But at the end of the day, we have to make money in order to do that. So they can tell us what the sales and profit per square foot is so that they know how to allocate their floor space accordingly. And as we pursued this concept starting many years ago, we found that a lot of our buyers really never looked at that metric. And I would offer to you that it's something that you should take the time to do. How is it that you're deciding how much space to allocate to each category, to plush, to apparel, to jewelry, and so forth? Well, at some point, it has to come down to where is the money being made and what kind of sales and profit are we generating for each square inch of that floor space that we're occupying. So, as a very interesting point of reference, the number one retailer in the world on the metric of sales per square foot is Apple stores. I've had people guess this over the years. Very few have gotten it right. But Apple stores is generating about $5,500, $5,600 per square foot. The number one jewelry retailer in the world is Tiffany at about $3,000. Now, something to keep in mind. Apple, as we know, sells products that range anywhere from $1,000 to $2,500 or even $3,000. Tiffany has goods ranging from $50, typically more like $200, up to $200,000. Cool Jewels in a busy venue, not suggesting a little gift shop, I don't want to be misleading, but in a busy venue, a busy theme park or a busy zoo, a busy aquarium, has generated up to $45,000 per square foot. At significant margins, by the way, typically a 3 times markup. So think about that for a moment. We're generating 7 times, 8 times what the number one retailer in the world is producing in sales per square foot, and we're doing it with jewelry that typically retails for $12.99. So that to me is the importance of the jewelry category. What kind of sales profits can be driven from it if merchandised correctly. We have a variety of different ways to merchandise the products and a variety of different product categories, which I'd like to talk about. Categories of products that we offer. Clean jewelry, Elements by Candace Lauren, that's targeted more to an adult demographic, typically 18 to 32, 36 in that neighborhood. And then conservation jewelry, which includes our One Tree Mission and Live, Love, Protect line. Conservation jewelry is the hottest line, the hottest program we have going right now. The demand for it is incredibly strong. We've gotten out of the gate very, very well with it, and we're in fact going to be expanding both of those lines in 2021. So how do we work with clean jewelry? Well, typically, most of the larger customers are merchandising the program on floor displays. And what we have done over the last 44 years is experiment with different ways of merchandising clean jewelry. And what we found ultimately is that the mix, for the most part, for 80%, 85% of the customers out there, that works best is a side of nude jewelry, which you see up on the screen now. It changes color with the temperature of the skin. A side of boys and unisex jewelry, which include things like stainless steel rings and leather bracelets and corded leather necklaces. And then typically 2 sides of girls' jewelry. And you'll see that ranges from rhinestones to enamel to precious stones to string bracelets up on the screen now. We're looking typically at an 18 by 18 footprint with custom tags, retails that range typically from $4.99 to $12.99, 67 points of margin and 3-time markup. And what that results in, again, at the end of the day, why we're here, is the highest yielding sales per square foot in the business. We also offer several different counter display configurations. These are pre-packed, occupy a very small space on the retail counter or table, typically 3.5 inches by 11, and the margins are even greater than 67%. So it's something to very much consider as you look at the jewelry program. The second demographic group that we focus on are the young adults and adults with the Cool Jewels elements like Candace Warren. Same type of fixture as the King Queen Cool Jewels program. Eco-friendly packaging. You can see it has a more upscale look to it. Much of the product line goes to support an effort called 1% for the planet, where they're giving back that percentage of revenue to help improve the planet, whether it be wildlife, sea life, or other. The category of elements really breaks down into 3 different types of products. The first are dainty or petite products that have an upscale look. The second grouping is product that is inspirational in nature. And these are things like bangle bracelets and necklaces that display sayings such as live your best life, love you to the moon and back, etc. Very uplifting. The third category within elements are products that are either unique in their material or in their design. So for example, on a design standpoint, a combination resin and wood necklace. Materials-wise, you're looking at things like agate stone. So a very nice, unique, upscale look, typically. Now, what we've also found, very important, is that it's not wise to combine adult products on the same display with teen products. Why? Because older sis and even mom don't like to shop where little Mary and Johnny are shopping. So for that reason, we always recommend a separate display, whether it be a counter display or a floor display, that targets the adult shopper. So that's the second category. Teen, queen, and then adult. And now the third category to complete the jewelry offering within your facility would be conservation programs. And it doesn't matter truthfully whether you have a zoo, aquarium, a regular gift shop, a water park, a hotel. Everyone today is interested in conservation. Every one of us is more aware of what's going on in the world around us, the importance of helping to combat global warming, the importance of preserving wildlife out there for future generations, and because of the natural order of things. So we've designed 2 very interesting programs, which, as I mentioned earlier, have been exceptionally well received in the market. The first is One Tree Mission. The upshot here is that it's 1 bracelet equals 1 tree planted. More specifically, what we have today is a line of 10 handmade semi-precious stone bead bracelets, each on recycled packaging using recycled cord. Very nice looking, very upscale, very excellent value for the consumer. And the upshot again is that for every bracelet we sell, we're going to plant 1 tree. And we plant those trees around the world. They go into U.S. forests and local communities, Sub-Saharan Africa, Borneo, Australia, and the Amazon rainforest. Why is planting trees important? Because it helps to combat global warming, it cleanses our air and drinking water, and it preserves wildlife habitat. The program retails for $19.99 each, with a wholesale cost of $6.80. We are in the process of bringing in additional styles of One Tree Mission bracelets that will probably be here in April. That's how successful the program is been. And you can see today we have 10 styles, and a lot of members of the community are out there planting trees with us during special events that we hold. So this is a very real program. It can be touched, it can be seen in the community, and it makes a difference for future generations. We offer this program several different ways, merchandising-wise. The first is a 36-piece corrugated display. That's here. 36-piece corrugated display, which you see on the right. A 72-piece corrugated display, which uses the same fixture. 144-piece two-sided spinning flat wall display, and then lastly, a floor display with custom graphics to help educate the consumer about the program. The second program that we have within the conservation fold is Live, Love, Protect. Today, this consists of a line of 18 glass bead bracelets, each with a very unique pendant on it and a unique color according. A portion of the proceeds is donated to the organization 1% to the fund, as I mentioned earlier, and this time it's specifically earmarked for preserving wildlife habitat. So every bracelet counts. And every package contains educational facts about the particular animal being featured. $17.99 retail, $5.90 per sale cost. You can see some of the styles here being expanded in the very near future in 2021. We can also offer a combination display on the floor of One Tree Mission and Live, Love, Protect with the appropriate graphics to customize each. This is, I can't stress this enough, such a hot category right now that if you don't have it in your store, I would urge you to look at it very carefully because consumers are very aware of what's happening. And it's a very profitable program which you can feel good about offering, and your consumers, quite frankly, can feel good about purchasing because they're getting some good news here. And here are some of the displays that we have available. Thank you very much for taking the time. If there are any questions, I would ask that you type them to Ashley. But that's how we do business. We look at the category by first understanding what the consumer needs are, offering the appropriate selection of products, and then helping curate it down to your particular location, right products, right margins, right merchandising, right people involved, and the right attitude. So I look forward to hearing from you. And again, thank you for tuning in.
Thank you so much, Paul. It doesn't look like we have any questions right now, but if any of our attendees that are listening right and watching right now have any questions, please feel free to put them in the question and answer function, or like Paul said, feel free to reach out to him as well. You can you can message him in the marketplace or set up one-on-one meetings as well. So we can just stay on for another minute or two in case anything comes through, but otherwise, thank you so much, Paul. You did wonderful.
Thank you. Thank you again, everyone.
All right, it doesn't look like we have any questions. Oh, actually, we do have one. Okay, one just came through and she asked, do you have any earrings?
Absolutely. We have many earrings. No, we have over 6,000 SKUs in our line, so we certainly have our share of earrings.
And then she said, thank you. So perfect.
I'll give you the question.
And then I have a message from someone that would like to set up an appointment with you, Paul. So I will, outside of this, I will type out their name for you so that you can message them in the marketplace and let you two work together.
Thank you so much.
All right. Well, if anyone has anything else, just let us know. But I think for now, that looks like everything.
Terrific.
Okay, great. Thank you so much, Paul. And I hope everyone else has a great day as well.